the Jim and Terry Show. We still have gas in the tank. Gas in the tank.
I said I was sorry about that.
I know. It was onions and mushrooms and peppers.
This is why we cannot go through a Holocaust.
We have gas in the tank. We're doing another podcast. Catch it all if you can. Was that
Catch me
Catch
if you
Me If You Can? That was a
good movie.
It was a good movie.
With Tom Hanks and Leonardo
DiCaprio, which is tying into Don't Look Up, which I thought was an amazing movie, which led to his most recent movie, which I thought was just as good.
That was
he played
one battle after another. I watched it. It was great.
It was great too. So we're not on a movie trend or anything here, and I don't even know what I was gonna.
I mentioned something about Trump selling secrets.
The Jack Smith.
Now, I know we talked about this in a previous show, but that inspired you to hit that record button. So what did that awaken in you?
For the life of me, whatever the zigged and whatever the zagged.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay, let's do Q&A.
I don't believe there's going to be an election in November. Or it's just going to be unbelievably rigged to the point of maybe civil war. But let's just, for a second, say Trump loses. He's out of the office. He's no longer the president.
We saw what happened the first time.
What does that unleash? Does that unleash charges against him? Does it absolutely free up all of those corrupt people who are following Trump? Do they go to trial, or are they covered up for life as well? Or in order to pass the buck on?
Well, first of all, Trump cannot run again. He's been elected twice.
He's talking already.
I know he's talking about it, but he cannot. So that's very clear in the Constitution.
Well, he can't go to war without discussing with Congress. He can't do everything he's done without. He can't do that.
Without congressional approval.
But he did it,
yes,
didn't he?
Yeah.
So you can't say to Trump, you can't do it. He just does it.
Well, I'm going to say, because I still believe there are institutionalists, the people who are the guardrails from the first administration. There are still people who care about America. I don't know if they care in the Supreme Court. That's my concern.
Well, let me just play president for a minute.
Ooh.
JD, you're going to inherit the end of my third term because there's not going to be any more elections after this. So you want me as president because you're already a part of an administration that you know they're coming after. There is going to be impeachments and everything else. Pam Bundy, you broke the law so much it's unbelievable. I have that on you. The whole world has that on you. So you're going to have to look the other way. Hegseth, you're going to have to look the other way.
Illegal war.
Because you broke the law and you are going to go to jail. And you know your arrogance and ego won't allow that to happen. Okay, Kash Patel. You said you investigated the Epstein files when obviously you didn't, because you publicly, along with Pam, said there's nothing to see here. When, of course, there's all kinds of stuff to see. You think they're going to let you go? The only way you can continue on is if I am the president of the United States. The only way you can continue on is if my successor, I pick, continues on as the president.
This sounds rather like Putin's playbook, where he steps down from his role and lets somebody else take that role, but meanwhile he's still in charge.
Yeah.
And that's what you see happening in the United States.
Absolutely. He's not going in. He can't. And he's put all of these corruptible and corrupted people in charge. He's got them all. And all of the people he's got something on, absolutely, not to mention the Epstein files. And I wouldn't be surprised if everybody he has elected to be a part of his team is in those files.
Isn't that interesting? Because we do know the scope is wide-ranging. It's grabbed people from the UK, the
Lugnut,
the royal formerly known as Prince.
Yeah, Lugnut.
He's in there too.
Oh yeah, he took his family there and their maids, and their nannies.
Unbelievable.
And everybody. The subject came up. Where are the nannies? See, don't forget.
Oh, they went on the flight as a one-way ticket?
Epstein brought in gigantic tanks of acid. Why? That was at his New Mexico ranch. Now they want to start investigating the ranch site for bodies. This is so evil, so corrupt, and so The powers that be have that on everybody. They can't go anywhere, Terry. It's got to stay the status quo.
It is the end of the world?
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Wow. And it all winds up in a vat of acid.
Because where's Trump going to go? Straight to jail.
You would hope, if there is justice in the world.
Well, let me put it this way: if Kamala wins presidency next election, do you think she'll reveal the Epstein files? Do you think any Democrat could ever not release them all?
Well, we did have the Clintons both testify.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking the least we could do, the least we could hope for, is that Trump is forced to testify. And I don't want to say he can't plead the fifth, but I mean, we've already seen even Epstein himself in his testimony. How many thousands times did he say, plead the fifth, the fifth, the fifth, the fifth, the fifth? Yeah.
And Melania's in the files?
Melania's in the files.
Yeah, she was having wonderful letters with Gleckstein or whatever her name. What's her name? The girl, for God's sakes. Epstein's right-hand woman.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Letters to her.
Yeah.
So I don't see how anybody can let this administration fall.
So this
Who's
is
in power now?
Not just this administration, but other countries.
The courts? How many of those Supreme Courts might be in the Epstein file?
Well, I've always suspected Clarence Thomas by some.
I would not be surprised. Well, we know there was payoffs.
Kavanaugh.
We know there was payoffs with him. And so everybody that is in power, when it comes from military, Homeland Security, to ICE, which is a Gestapo, to the legal system, to the FBI, they're all on board with Trump. He can't go anywhere.
Here's you talking to me, a very good impression of Trump, by the way, talking about corruption. And yet I meet with people who say, it's nothing. It's all a hoax. Don't worry about it. And I'm wondering which, have they drunk from the Kool-Aid?
I don't know, Terry.
How do you get that way?
I don't understand it. I think some people do have insight. I think I do, because I'm looking for it, I guess. And I mean, I don't know how you can even imagine a post-Trump world, because he's corrupted it now to the point no government's going to believe the United States in anything, because we've learned our lessons. If you're smart, why on earth would we put all our cards into that country? Why would we do that when they've already announced that they can screw us up by just not maintaining the military stuff?
We haven't talked about this one, but another point in a conversation that I had recently was that Carney has not signed any deal, and Carney's part of the global elite, just like Trudeau and all that stuff. And so I said, well, I'm kind of hopeful for Canada because of this stuff. And he said, there are no deals signed. Yeah. I said, what? He said, they're all memoranda of understanding. So there's no money coming into Canada. We're screwed. And I'm thinking, what?
It's not what really I'm hearing, but maybe that might be true, but you have to start somewhere.
Well, I did ask the mighty Google machine about how can you measure the success or lack of success of Carney? Can you tell me how many of the deals are actually deals? How much money is actually coming into Canada versus intention to build a plant here? Yeah. Well, so it's sort of, you can't just say it's black and white. There's a little bit of this. There are some deals. Yeah. There's about, I don't know, 80 billion that's coming into Canada.
Well, we know there was a deal with Australia because we're working on it
right now. We're building it right now, so that money is coming.
So that money's there and it's coming. And that's the same way as many things are going to happen. Yeah. Carney right now has to convince the rest of the world we're not United States. That's his job right now, and anybody should be able to see that. He's got to go to them and say, we are not the United States. That's why I don't think Carney's going to race into any agreement. He said we're going to have to suffer.
But we are trying to replace the export value of goods going out of Canada and into Canada from the United States. We're trying to find alternative markets. Yeah. Is that working?
I don't know, but the thing is the best thing that Carney can do is find a way to not rely on the United States. But we're not alone. All the other G7 countries are trying to find ways to get by now without relying on the United States.
Everybody's trying to
Remember, the United States said they want to go it alone.
And the greenback as the currency of choice seems to be under attack.
It's only for a while, Terry.
It's complicated. The Jim and Terry Show.
Again, I tell you.
Bye-bye for now.